Welcome back, everybody. So, what's the political and financial impact of a 700-mile fence along the U.S.-Mexican border, and does a fence really make for good neighbors? Joining me now to debate is my good friend, Representative Tom Tancredo. He is a distinguished Republican for Colorado. Tom, thank you for coming back on the program. You know, here's a thought. I'm not sure anybody has thought about this, or maybe you have. If you build this fence and it is successful in stopping immigration, some people believe you will absolutely destroy the housing market down in the Southwest, all the way from Arizona up to Colorado, and that would sink the American economy right smack into recession. Have you thought about that? Immigrants are big buyers of homes.
Well, immigrants are big buyers of homes, and there's nothing about this fence that will stop immigration. Because we keep confusing this matter. I don't know if on purpose or not, but we're talking about two separate sets of folks here. People who are coming here legally, 1.2 million a year, buying homes, doing everything. I mean, no problem. They get Social Security cards, they work, they pay into the system. Then there's a bunch of people coming across that border illegally. Some of them are buying homes, but you know what happens eventually? Those homes end up on the, not just on the market, but back on the taxpayers' shoulders, because right now, as an example, Colorado has the highest foreclosure rate in the country, and many people are attributing that in Colorado to the many illegal aliens who were sold homes. They used false documentation to buy them, and then, of course, walked away and left you and me to foot the bill through FHA. So there's two edges on that sword.
All right, so you have thought about it, and I appreciate your answer. Now, as I'm sure you've heard, many people would say, okay, you build a 50-foot wall, double wide, whatever. Somebody's going to build a 51-foot ladder, or someone's going to build a 51-foot tunnel. As long as there are jobs on the American side, they are going to come. How do you respond to that?
I say they're right. They're absolutely right. The worst thing that we can do right now is to pretend as though, even if we pass the fence, which right now it looks pretty iffy, to tell you the truth, Larry. The most recent news I've gotten from the Senate, I'm just not sure if it's going to happen. But even if we did, what worries me is that there will be people who will say, well, we've done it, right? We've built your fence. That's the end of the issue in terms of enforcement. But you are absolutely right when you say that it is not the answer, that it is only a partial answer. The real issue will be determined by how much enforcement we want to do of our laws that deal with employment. If we are serious about the issue of immigration reform, truly, if we're serious, we will go after that part simultaneously with trying to secure the border. And until we do it, I can't say that we are serious about it. It will be a ruse. The fence will be used as a ruse. It'll be put up there as, don't worry, we've got it, taken care of, when we really have taken care of hardly anything. I agree with you.
I mean, this sounds like a kinder and gentler Tom Tancredo. I'm absolutely fascinated to hear this in the spirit of friendship and reconciliation. I mean, my other point here is that, I mean, I got to tell you, deep down inside, I don't like fences. Fences remind me of the Berlin Wall, and Ronald Reagan taught me, tear down that wall, Mr. Gorbachev. That's the part of the fence story that I simply don't like.
I understand.
What kind of message does that send? Wouldn't it be better to get this new, what is it, Felipe Calderon, the new president of Mexico? He's supposed to be a capitalist. Better to have him allow foreign investment from the United States to build their economy. Then the workers might stay in Mexico, Tom. We don't need a fence with its negative symbolism.
Okay, Larry, number one, a fence doesn't prevent what you've said. If, in fact, true economic prosperity will develop as a result of some sort of infrastructural change in Mexico and support for that from the United States, a fence doesn't change all that. You and I both know, though, now, we've got to be serious about this. Do you really believe that there's anything that the United States can do unilaterally to cause a change in the economic situation in Mexico? Because the Mexican economy today is in the toilet, and it's there not because of a lack of investment. It's there because there is such corruption. It goes from the cop on the beat to the highest level of government. I have said this to the Mexican government. I've said this to President Fox. I wish there was something I could do. That I could wave a magic wand. That's about all I could do to make their country a prosperous country for every single Mexican. But I can't do that. I have no magic wand. They have to do it themselves. And the fence, okay, I agree with you that, it's perhaps not the most pleasing sight from a certain standpoint. But remember, the fence you're talking about, the wall you're talking about in Berlin was meant to keep people in, not to keep people out. And there's a big difference. And the fact is that Fences matter along borders because borders matter, Larry. They do. There are a lot of people around here who think borders are insignificant. Why should we really even try?
I don't know. We can debate about the symbolism of this thing. I noticed on a news clip today off of the Drudge Report, Saudi Arabia is going to build a fence with Iraq, and I could just tell the Saudis, save your money, because that ain't going to work either. I mean, I like free and open borders, but I do like identification cards. I do like employers to have IDs. I do like the idea that we're getting rid of the catch and release. And I do like the idea that these good Mexican immigrants who work, who actually have a lower unemployment rate than native-borns, these folks go to church. They worship at the high mass of the Catholic Church, and they have Western values, Tom. Why wouldn't we want their contribution to American life?
We can have it. We can have certainly the workers that you talk about. Larry, you know, one of the things that really bugs me in this debate, and not with you, but I'm just talking about what happens generally around here, is that we'll start talking about this as though there are no options to essentially opening the border. Today, one of the biggest industries in America that clamors for immigrant labor, legal and illegal, is, would you not agree, is the agricultural industry?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know, Larry, and truly, this is not a rhetorical question. I don't know whether you do know this, because a lot of people around here don't even recognize it. There's no cap on H-2A visas. They could bring in as many legal workers as they want into this country today. They choose not to because they don't like some of the restrictions, like providing housing. So there's plenty of opportunity. We have to simply make sure that they use the right path into America.
All right, we've run out of time. I say it's a kinder and gentler Tom Tancredo.
Oh, no, don't say that.
It's a good balanced view. We didn't get a chance to talk politics, but Mr. Tancredo, you're a good man for coming on this program. I appreciate you very, very much.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Coming up on tomorrow evening's show, Kudlow and Company, Congressman Ed Whitfield, chairman of the House Commerce Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations. Guess what? He's presiding over tomorrow's Hewlett-Packard HP